That'd be something.
Maybe,
All right.
maybe I hooked up
see who we got.
Spike. I hooked up a.
Hello, mystery caller. How are you? Thanks for calling in.
My pleasure for calling in.
Oh, come on, that's not even a mystery. I used to go down the street in Bristol and take BP with this guy. I've known him for over half of my life. This is Tim Kurkjian.
Yeah, right out of the gate.
That's not a mystery.
Look at Timmy.
Come on, that's the Hall of Fame Tim Kurkjian.
Well, we did hit in the cage all the time. Of course, I'm in the 55-mile-an-hour cage trying to barrel 1 in 10. Harold, who's retired, walks out of a show, goes down the street. He goes into 85 and hits line drives all over the place. So let's be clear. Who was better in the cage, me or Harold?
Hey, I tell you what, I tell that, though, Tim. It was so fun to do that. But it's a different era. Tim, Peter Gammons, all these guys went on the field during regular Major League batting practice. Shag, through BP, all that.
Yeah.
Tim, go ahead. You can talk on that. I'm going to ask you how important that was.
Well, I only did that one time, and it was at the Kingdome where Harold used to be a star player. And I was invited to take early batting practice. I didn't take batting, but I was invited to run around the field with the team at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So I stood even with third base during early batting practice when Larry Parrish took batting practice. We all remember how hard LP used to hit the ball. He whistled one past my ear, and I played in high school. He whistled one past my ear. I said, if that had hit me, it would have killed me. It was a completely different game than I had played in high school. So it was a great learning experience for a 5'4", 130-pound guy that if you want to stand even with third on turf with Larry Parrish at the plate, good luck.
I love it. Hey, Tim, you're broadcasting games now. You're doing a lot of different things as well. When you look back when you first started writing, would you have ever imagined Verducci, yourself, different guys in a booth broadcasting games? And how much has that changed?
No, I had no idea that would ever happen. When I first started writing, I just wanted to own a TV someday rather than be on it, okay? and then when I did make the switch, I've remained a writer my whole life, but when I made the switch in 98 to go to ESPN, my friends looked at me when I would show up in a 3-piece suit, and they looked at me like I was a traitor. Like, what are you doing going to the dark side, which was the broadcast side? Now, every writer has his own radio show, podcast, something. So it's all good now. It just was a different thing when I made the switch in 98.
We're showing some pics, Tim, when you and I got to call games together. Of course, our good friend Eddie Perez, the Tom shirt, of course, in the Le Batard show. How about the time, though, we're at the All-Star game, and you got to meet your favorite musician, Pitbull. Tell that story.
Well, of course, Adnan, the most mischievous man in the world, was all about this. I'm standing on the field at the All-Star game, and there's Pitbull. Of course, I have no idea who he is. So Adnan goes up to him and whispers to him, see that guy over there? He's your biggest fan. So Pitbull comes over and says, I understand you're my biggest fan. Well, I have no idea what to do. Thank God he didn't ask me to give me one of his favorite songs because I didn't know any of them. And he had 305 written on the back. He was Mr. 305. What does that mean? I don't even understand. It was so bad. And then the Le Batard show brought me on the air like the next day. And they gave me some lyrics in Spanish from Pitbull songs. Like, I was supposed to understand that. I don't even speak Spanish. And then they read the lyrics in English, and I didn't understand them either. It was so bad.
Tim, where are you, first of all?
He's at the airport.
He's all by you.
Yeah, he's doing this for us. He's going to take a flight soon, but Tim is at the airport doing this just for us.
Right. Well, the good thing is Terminal C of the airport is located in my basement. That's how much I travel. So all I have to do is walk downstairs. Actually, it was a miracle I got to this thing at 9:45. I was on a bus with 400 other people. I was literally standing on my head just to get room, and I raced through security. Thank God I have the clear, and here I am with you guys. What a life I've carved out for myself here. It's ridiculous.
Hey, Tim, before you catch this flight, I have to throw this in. I know Admin wants to talk to you in a minute here, but Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Congratulations. Has it sunk in yet? And is the speech ready?
Well, I've kind of written the speech. Of course, it's 49 minutes long, and it has to get down to 10 minutes. Thanks very much for that. 42 years covering the game, I get 10 minutes. I have a written speech. I'm scared to death. I'm okay in front of people, but this is a different situation. I start trembling at the thought of even speaking at Cooperstown, but I'll figure it out. And no, it really hasn't sunk in yet. But as I told you guys, all kidding aside, Johnny Bench called me the day after I won the award. He said, "Congratulations, you're one of us now. Welcome to the club." Now, let's be clear. I'm not one of them. I'm not in their club, but it's still when the greatest catcher of all time calls you at home and congratulates you, that's a pretty good thing.
It's an exclusive group, no doubt. But, Tim, I just want to tell you, it's supposed to be 10 minutes, but I got it down to 8 because you're going to cry for 2. That's just the way it's going to be.
I plan on crying at the beginning, the middle, and the end. And I'm so emotional now that I'm a grandfather. Everything makes me cry. Commercials, it's embarrassing. So if I get through it, I just hope I get through it in one piece.
We're going to be there, obviously, Tim. Wouldn't miss it for the world. I know it's a cliche, but Hall of Fame person more than anything. And before we let you go, to bring it back to your athletic skill, for those that don't know, Tim is obviously a brilliant writer, an outstanding broadcaster, great friend, but a hell of an athlete. Tim, your basketball skill still transcends to this day. You might get Harold in the cage, but you got him in the court.
Well, I'm 65 years old. I'm 5'4". I weigh 140 now. I ain't beating anybody on any court anytime soon. And picture of Cal Jr. I did indeed turn the corner on him and got into the lane and got to the rim. And then I think he swatted this particular shot about 20 rows up in the sand. He's a foot taller than me, weighs 100 pounds more than I do. And he took that and rejected it like Elmore Smith did in 1971.
That's good stuff, man. Elmore Smith.
You know him, you love him. Tim Kurkjian. Tim, you went above and beyond getting this done. I know when you have an 11:30 flight, you like to get there at 7:30, so I appreciate the fact you put this effort for us.
A mystery caller. All he's got to do is say hello, and it's over. Tim Kurkjian.
The BBWAA Career Excellence Award. Again, Hall of Famer, we are going to be there. Tim, you're the best. Have an awesome season, man.
All right, love you guys. See you soon.
Love you too, buddy. Take care.
The best. I mean,
He's great.
You know, they say in broadcasting there's like a 10-10-80 rule. 10% like you, 10% hate you, 80% generally couldn't care less.
Yeah.
Tim's the only guy. 10% don't like him, maybe. 10% could care less, and 80% love him. Like everyone loves Tim.
He's awesome. He's good people. But I asked that question of what we've seen with writers.
Yeah.
And Joel, turn around for a second, because I'd like to bring Joel in this conversation because when guys started, it was writing, and there was almost like a bridge, like Tim talked about. Here's the broadcast team, here's the writers, and I just feel like now you get so much more information. And Joel, being able to come on TV and not only write a column but talk about it, how important has that been for the sport?
Well, a few things. I'm in the 80% they hate, just so you know. Number two, we used to play basketball at the World Series, before games back in the day, and I could attest. Like, I remember walking on the court for the first time and thinking, "Who's this guy? He's 5'4". How good is he going to be?" What an incredible shot Tim Kurkjian had.
Yeah.
And three, look, we all owe a debt to Peter Gammons. He was kind of the godfather of coming on the air and the symbiotic relationship because of the strength of television. You know, I didn't get any better or worse as a columnist writing for the New York Post when I started doing television regularly, but people see me on this and they're like, well, if they didn't know me, they get to know me, and it kind of gives a credibility, like, oh, he's on the air. And it's helped because more people return your phone calls, more people take you seriously. So I think it helps the product because if you're only as good as your resource, which is who's returning your calls and what are they sharing with you, either their story or inside information or trends, etc. So the symbiotic relationship between writing, which I still love to do, and doing this, which I love to do, has been great. So I think guys like Tim and Peter, who did it early, we do owe an incredible debt if you're like me now and still doing both.
That's great.
I love the fact Joel still writes. That's the key. Some of these guys, they go just broadcasting. Joel's first and foremost a writer.
And tweeting is not writing.